당신은 당신이 과거에 선택한 모든 결과의 총합이다. 인생은 당신이 어떤 선택을 하느냐에 따라 달라진다. 성공은 당신의 선택에 달려있다. 모든 사람들이 각기 선택을 함으로 이 세상에는 수없이 다양한 인생이 존재한다. 선택의 원리를 정확히 이해하고 적절히 이용할 수 있을 때 우리 삶은 더 새롭고 완벽해질 수 있으며 자신이 원하는 모습대로 인생을 만들 수 있다. 당신은 인생의 어떤 순간에도 선택할 수 있다. 위대한 선택을 하고 당신의 인생이 어떻게 바뀌는지 지켜보라. 위대한 인생을 창조하는 위대한 선택에 영감을 주는 111개의 명언들을 소개합니다.
1. Where there is no decision, there is no life. 2. The strongest principle of growth lies in human choice. 3. Nothing that you do will ever feel good if you let people convince you that you have no choice. 4. Why do we have to listen to our hearts? Because, wherever your heart is, that is where you all find your treasure. 5. The most difficult thing is the decision to act. The rest is merely tenacity. The fears are paper tigers. You can do anything you decide to do. You can act to change and control your life, and the process is its own reward. 6. There are two primary choices in life: to accept conditions as they exist, or accept the responsibility for changing them.
7. This is as true in everyday life as it is in battle. We are given one life and the decision is ours, whether to wait for circumstances to make up our mind, or whether to act, and in acting, to live. 8. To get anywhere, or even to live a long time, a man has to guess, and guess right, over and over again, without enough data for a logical answer. 9. We are the creative force of our life, and through our own decisions rather than our conditions. If we carefully learn to do certain things, we can accomplish those goals. 10. What we call the secret of happiness is no more a secret than our willingness to choose life. 11. Your life changes the moment you make a new, congruent, and committed decision. 12. Understand that the right to choose your own path is a sacred privilege. Use it. Dwell in possibility.
13. In every single thing you do, you are choosing a direction. Your life is a product of choices. 14. You are the person who has to decide. Whether you'll do it or toss it aside, you are the person who makes up your mind. Whether you'll lead or will linger behind. Whether you'll try for the goal that's afar, or just be contented to stay where you are. 15. The choices that we make in our life indeed determine the kind of results that we experience and the quality of the life that we live. 16. Greatness is not a function of circumstance. Greatness, it turns out, is largely a matter of conscious choice and discipline. 17. Regardless of what you lose or the challenges you face, you will never lose your power to make decisions. 18. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
19. Using the power of decision gives you the capacity to get past any excuse to change any and every part of your life in an instant. 20. It's choice, not chance, that determines your destiny. 21. Decision is a sharp knife that cuts clean and straight. Indecision, a dull one that hacks and tears and leaves ragged edges behind it. 22. Look for your choices. Pick the best one, then go with it. 23. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. 24. Man's power of choice enables him to think like an angel or a devil, a king or a slave. Whatever he chooses, mind will create and manifest. 25. When we least expect it, life sets us a challenge to test our courage and willingness to change. At such a moment, there is no point in pretending that nothing has happened or in saying that we are not ready. The challenge will not wait. Life does not look back. A week is more than enough time for us to decide whether or not to accept our destiny.
26. Right now, you are one choice away from a new beginning, one that leads you toward becoming the fullest human being you can be. 27. When making your choice in life, do not neglect to live. 28. If you chase two rabbits, both will escape. 29. A man is happy so long as he chooses to be happy. Solzhenitsyn. 30. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. 31. As simple as it sounds, we all must try to be the best person we can by making the best choices, by making the most of the talents we've been given. 32. When you cannot make up your mind which of two evenly balanced courses of action you should take, choose the bolder. 33. Destiny is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved.
34. We must make the choices that enable us to fulfill the deepest capacities of our real selves. 35. Every choice you make has an end result. 36. Changing our decision sets up a bad habit. It reinforces decision-making as an expression of bewilderment and ignorance, instead of wisdom and freedom. 37. Things do not happen. Things are made to happen. 38. Life presents many choices. The choices we make determine our future. 39. I believe that we are solely responsible for our choices, and we have to accept the consequences of every deed, word, and thought throughout our lifetime. 40. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen.
41. When we find inspiration, we need to take action for ourselves and for our communities. Even if it means making a hard choice, or cutting out something and leaving it in your past. 42. Be miserable. Or motivate yourself. Whatever has to be done, it's always your choice. 43. In every single thing you do, you are choosing a direction. Your life is a product of choices. 44. Some of our important choices have a timeline. If we delay a decision, the opportunity is gone forever. Sometimes our doubts keep us from making a choice that involves change. Thus an opportunity may be missed. 45. And we have complete control over our own attitude. We are the ones we decide how we feel, how we look at things, how we react. 46. Destiny is no matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved.
47. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. 48. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. 49. Each person has a choice. The choice to do as one may wish and as one wants remains with the individual. If a person sees no benefit to change, they will not change. 50. The decisions you make are a choice of values that reflect your life in every way. 51. We all need to decide whether to play it safe in life and worry about the downside, or instead take a chance. By being who we really are and living the life our heart desires. Which choice are you making? 52. One of the most important things that I have learned in my 57 years is that life is all about choices. On every journey you take, you face choices. At every fork in the road, you make a choice. And it is those decisions that shape our lives.
53. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. 54. Every person has free choice. Free to obey or disobey the natural laws. Your choice determines the consequences. 55. You always do what you want to do. This is true with every act. You may say that you had to do something, or that you were forced to, but actually, whatever you do by choice. Only you have the power to choose for yourself. 56. If you're a good choice maker, you can choose the best emotional responses and choose the best new life paths forward and upward. 57. Big changes don't have to be hard, but they do have to start with a choice. This is where real change begins. This is where you start taking control of your life and how you choose to live it. This is where it all starts. 58. The self is not something ready-made, but something in continuous formation through choice of action.
59. In my experience working with a variety of people over several decades, far too many individuals choose to be anonymous members of the pack, therefore suffering from the inner remorse that makes them feel like failures, filled with conflict and resentment and wondering what the meaning of life is. 60. Love is a choice you make from moment to moment. 61. You can be 1,000 different women. It's your choice which one you want to be. It's about freedom and sovereignty. You celebrate who you are. You say, "This is my kingdom." 62. The biggest breakthroughs in consciousness occur when things are difficult, when we have a choice to fall to the worst of ourselves or rise to the best of ourselves. 63. We have a choice about how we take what happens to us in our life and whether or not we allow it to turn us. We can become consumed by hate and darkness, or we're able to regain our humanity somehow, or come to terms with things and learn something about ourselves.
64. In this new era, you have two choices: become a temp staffer or become an artist entrepreneur. Choose to commoditize your labor or choose yourself to be a creator, an innovator, an artist, an investor, a marketer, and an entrepreneur. 65. The history of free men is never really written by chance but by choice, their choice. 66. I really do see that anywhere I am, whether it's doing interviews 100 in a row, that every situation I'm in, I'm at choice in the matter. 67. You shape your future every day through the choices you make. That's sort of a hard one to swallow, isn't it? It would be much easier to say you are a victim of circumstances. Then you don't have to act. Your choices create your reality. 68. Often people ask how I manage to be happy despite having no arms and no legs. The quick answer is that I have a choice. I can be angry about not having limbs, or I can be thankful that I have a purpose. I chose gratitude.
69. There's no one path. There's every path. Every path starts with this one moment. Did you choose yourself for this moment? Can you be bold? Then all paths will lead to the same place. Right now. 70. Some people are cowards. I think by and large a third of people are villains, a third are cowards, and a third are heroes. Now, a villain and a coward can choose to be a hero, but they've got to make that choice. 71. To desire and strive to be of some service to the world. To aim at doing something which shall really increase the happiness and welfare and virtue of mankind. This is a choice which is possible for all of us, and surely it is a good haven to sail for. 72. Man is made or made by himself. By the right choice he ascends. As a being of power, intelligence, and love, and the lord of his own thoughts, he holds the key to every situation. 73. I love people that work with passion and love. When you make choices that way, there's reverberations, consequences. That's what I'm interested in, that echo, that ripple of choice.
74. We choose what attitudes we have right now. And it's a continuing choice. 75. I think in life, you have a choice. You can either be optimistic or pessimistic, and I go for the optimism. 76. Attitude is a choice. Happiness is a choice. Optimism is a choice. Kindness is a choice. Giving is a choice. Respect is a choice. Whatever choice you make makes you. Choose wisely. 78. But until a person can say deeply and honestly, I am what I am today because of the choices I made yesterday, that person cannot say, I choose otherwise. 79. Tell yourself that you have a choice, not that you are a product of your childhood, your environment, your culture, or your genes. Yes, you may have limitations, psychological damage, and a certain background, but you can make that choice every day to be better. 80. In the end, that was the choice you made, and it doesn't matter how hard it was to make it. It matters that you did.
81. Transformation occurs when there has been a learning lesson and you choose to create a better choice. 82. We've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we really are. 83. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses, and start making changes. 84. Too many times, the majority of people choose to limit their own power and potential, because they have not allowed themselves the opportunity to see the big picture of what can truly be theirs in life. 85. We are our choices. 86. Life is the sum of all your choices. 87. It is not for me to judge another man's life. I must judge, I must choose, I must spurn, purely for myself. For myself, alone. 89. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it.
90. In any moment of decision, The best thing you can do is the right thing. The worst thing you can do is nothing. 91. Every person, all the events of your life, are there because you have drawn them there. What you choose to do with them is up to you. 92. People pay for what they do, and still more for what they have allowed themselves to become. And they pay for it very simply, by the lives they lead. 93. I discovered I always have choices, and sometimes it's only a choice of attitude. 94. It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. 95. The right choice is hardly ever the easy choice. 96. Empowerment is being aware that there is no one to blame for my choices and actions. That I have a personal choice and responsibility for my life.
97. There are two primary choices in life: to accept conditions as they exist, or to accept responsibility for changing them. 98. Our lives are fashioned by our choices. First, we make our choices. Then our choices make us. 99. Life presents many choices. The choices we make determine our future. 100. You shape your future every day through the choices you make. That's sort of a hard one to swallow, isn't it? It would be much easier to say you are a victim of circumstances. Then you don't have to act. Your choices create your reality. 101. Life is about choices, and economics is about how incentives affect those choices and shape our lives. Choice is about our education, how we spend and invest, what we do in the workplace, and many other personal decisions will influence our well-being and quality of life.
102. People who are high in internal self-awareness tend to make choices that are consistent with who they really are, allowing them to lead happier and more satisfying lives. Those without it act in ways that are incompatible with their true success and happiness, like staying in an unfulfilling job or relationship because they don't know what they want. 103. You have the choice this very moment, the only moment you have for certain. I hope you weren't so wrapped up in non-essential stuff that you forget to really enjoy yourself. Because this moment is about to be over. 104. Motivation is that which induces action or determines choice. A motive is an urge within the individual, such as an instinct to motion, habit, impulse, desire, or idea, that incites him to action. 105. In principle, each of us is free. What we decide is our own choice. Our freedom is not a given, however, but must be one day after day. We can choose to embrace new ideas and new values, cultivate different interests, begin new activities, and develop new relationships.
106. Our parents bring us into the world, but in the end, we are responsible for what we become. 107. The choice to take action to accomplish what you want or what you deserve is entirely up to you. No one is going to seek you out and no one is going to do it for you. It's your move. 108. There are moments when one has to choose between living one's own life fully, entirely, completely, or dragging out some false, shallow, degrading existence that the world in its hypocrisy demands. 109. It is almost impossible for anyone, even the most ineffective among us, to continue to choose misery after becoming aware that it is a choice. 110. I've realized that being happy is a choice. You never want to rub anybody the wrong way or not be fun to be around, but you have to be happy. When I get logical and I don't trust my instincts, that's when I get in trouble. 111. It's not complicated to embrace life. You just have to make the choice.